we've got a game underway. So we are getting here into Border, which is going to be map number 1 in this best of 3 series between Pain Gaming and Black Dragons. Let's head on into the game and see what operators are being chosen, as Black Dragon's going to start out on attack and Pain Gaming is going to stick it on defense. They're going to start with the garage. That's not the garage, that is the cantina. I'm going to say that is upstairs. I'm guessing upstairs.
I think that's garage. No, I'm pretty sure that's garage.
There's no garage on Border.
This is Consulate, dude.
This is Consulate. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were on Border first.
No,
we
playing
had Pain Gaming choose Border.
We're playing the old Consulate.
Okay, so we are basement.
Yeah,
I know my Portuguese.
It is going to be on the old basement Torino to start things out here for the old Pain Gaming. And meanwhile, Black Dragon's going to be starting out on attack. No big operator surprises coming out on that side. They have opted to go with a Blackbeard instead of that Glaz. And they are likely going to be pushing into the garage. Now, they do not have a Thatcher, which means that getting into the garage, assuming we have Pain Gaming try and active bandit it, will be slightly complicated. They're going to have to either A, take control over piano, B, repel onto that piano window and Ash above the next to the piano above the garage, or just kind of use a Twitch drone. But, you know, that doesn't always get the job done. We'll see what happens if there's even an active bandit. More often, I mean, it used to be. I remember way back at the beginning of Pro League.
You get the shield right at the drone hole?
Right. Way back at the beginning of the Pro League, year 1, you have the shield at the drone hole, and the bandit would sit on that garage wall the whole round. I mean, it was like...
It didn't matter if he got a kill or not. It was,
right.
Hey, if I don't get the... If this garage does not get opened up, I succeeded.
Right, and you know, that meta has since died quite a lot. The active banditing is still viable, but it's more of like a trick play. It's more of like a, hey, they maybe won't expect me to go for this thermite. I'm doing it. I'm going for the thermite. I got the thermite. And yeah, you just don't see it happen as much anymore.
Now we are going to see Black Dragon try to push in from the admin office. It's going to be top floor, east end of the building. PZD is going to work his way forward as 9X is already, I think, on the balcony on the south end of the map.
Yeah, and clearing from the admin on over to the west side is pretty smart for taking out that top floor. That's going to push Wag down into the middle floor, who's going to be meeting up with his teammate Noted, who are very hunkered down inside of this bathroom. Now, this isn't something we see a whole lot of. It has been played a couple times in the European scene, but it's not really... it's not a consistent strategy that we see coming out from a lot of squads. Sisu dabbled with it for a while, and it worked for them a couple times, but it just... yeah, it kind of phased out of their meta. I mean, it makes sense. Putting that mirror window and establishing a couple defenders in the bathroom means that you can maintain control over the piano a little bit longer, which means you can delay the attackers if nothing else. And you can see here, Black Dragons, while they have taken control of, I believe, the top floor already, they don't really have much else. And with only half of the round left to go, they're going to start to look for options elsewhere in the archives.
It's odd to see an attacking squad bring Thermite and Hibana and not even look at Garage once.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the complete destructibility options. You've got all of your choices kind of lined up, and all you really need to do is take care of the batteries. But I believe that the trouble here is their solution to the batteries is, hey, let's take piano, and open up above the batteries to shoot them. And since they're not able to take piano, it seems like they're just fully uninvesting in it and kind of going elsewhere. Although, we might have already had the batteries taken care of while we weren't paying attention. Nope. Thigh gonna be met with those batteries, and now with only 40 seconds left to go, there's no garage door open. Now 40 seconds means that garage door play is basically nullified. The defenders have effectively rendered that worthless, especially considering the batteries aren't taken care of yet, which means that Black Dragon's gonna have to ship to a backhaul.
Now there are 25 seconds to go. We see Black Dragons pushing on in. Wag's gonna snag the first kill into Kamikaze through the main corridor. Noted takes that 416 to the head of Ty, and he's gonna go down. PZD, he's gonna try to rush in, but it looks like Eunice will come out on top with that shot, and Wag gets another kill, and Wag will get a third kill. That's gonna be a 3K for Wag, 1 for Noted, and 1 for Eunice.
That was a pretty big mistake there from Black Dragons. I mean, I get that you can't take control of piano, and there must be some other something else going on there that didn't that made it so they couldn't push into, not even necessarily the piano. You don't have to push into the piano. But whatever the case be, they couldn't get the garage door open because they didn't deal with those batteries. And normally that's step number 1 in any attack strategy that's including the garage. Because of that, they had to shift to a backhaul take, and backhaul takes more often than not do not work, because what are you shoving yourself through? 2 little doorways. one of them connected to a hallway which has a small office that you can defend at a 90-degree angle. And there's really just not a lot of choices there on that push. So Black Dragons funneled themselves into said 2 doorways, got taken out one by one, and as a result, we will have Pain Gaming walking away with the first round victory. Meanwhile, Black Dragon's gonna be going back down, or going into the basement, similarly to Pain. Also similarly to Pain, they will be having the same mirror strategy inside that bathroom, which is a little bit different than, again, what we are used to seeing from some other regions.
Now, we know the roof, or the ceiling to piano and the ceiling to the main lobby are easily reachable from above. Is the ceiling to the bathroom solid, or can you bring a fuse and try to get people out of the bathroom?
I believe it's solid because I've never seen anyone actually breach it. However, regardless of the fact if it is solid or not, you're not going to often see anyone actually try to breach that from above. I mean, if you're taking the time to... Wow, Noda doing one of his pushes on into the Visa. He is going to get taken out by Kamikaze there. That's, again, Kamikaze, that player on Black Dragons, who is really the sort of guy who steps up. And you have to admit, that might just be Kamikaze reading into Noted, because how many times have we seen Noted do that?
Every single time.
Yeah, he just kind of makes that same push every time. And, you know, it becomes to the point where it is very predictable. You know, sometimes it can catch a player off guard, but in this instance, it did not. But we were talking about, so yeah, if you're going to want to try and fuse from above the bathroom and taking control of the whole top floor, that's going to take you a lot of time. I mean, that is just investment after investment after investment, and it becomes to the point where it's just not worth it, because what are they going to do if you fuse above the bathroom? They're going to walk out of bathroom into the basement. But meanwhile, Pain Gaming, despite losing Noted early on, they have done one thing correctly, and that is open up this garage with that Thatcher Thermite combo in its entirety, both panels 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to allow them that's going to afford them a lot of choices here, especially considering they still have almost 1.5 minutes left. Well, yeah, 1.5 minutes left.
1.5 minutes, but only 3 attackers, as we have Ty, who just finishes off spawn, but we have Revolt coming in hot with 2 double kills. That's going to be 2. That's going to be, it looks like it's going to be the Mira and Jaeger down.
Yeah, Kamikaze is going to trade that back, though, onto Revolt. He's going to be taken out, but Wag
like
will be taking out PZD, yeah.
And Wag's going to be the last man alive here on the attacking squad, going up against Kamikaze and Psycho.
Winnable.
Now the drop hatch is open up. He's going to swing on down through. Looks in the kitchen, has his back to the hallway, and that will be the end of his life there as Kamikaze sweeps in around, dances around the corner, and gets that final kill there, making Black Dragons win round number 2.
Yeah, both of these teams clearly having a lot of an easier go on it when it comes to defense. Neither of them able to lock out their first respective attack rounds, but now we're going to be shifting off of the basement. As Pain Gaming was successful down in the basement, they're going to be going upstairs, and this might be the mix-up that Black Dragons is waiting for. Not having to attack the same exact floor, they're going to have different choices, different avenues to go down to try and win this attack round. So what happened there in that last attack round? Pain Gaming, they managed to open up that garage, but unfortunately they lost a lot of players early on elsewhere outside of just the garage take. And because of that, when they were eventually pushing into the garage itself, they didn't have enough manpower to refrag, and they just kind of fizzled out. Now, Pain Gaming, again, defending that top floor. They're going to be opening up that entire connector wall. As you can see, a Wag chipping away at it one shot at a time. He's actually got the primary shotgun on Echo. You can hear it. It sounds a lot more solid than what we're used to. At least I believe that's the primary. Can't quite tell. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting strategy there. Opening up the entire
floor opened up there?
Yeah, so opening... Oh, yeah, it does appear that way. So, okay, well, if you open up the floor like that, it denies diffuser plant. So you can't... The attackers effectively cannot plant on that space of land anymore.
That's the first time I've seen that, because I don't actually think it was all the way. I think they just took the top layer.
Yeah, if you take the top layer... If you take both layers, I think it does the same thing. But if you take the top layer, you don't have to get the whole thing. It's a little bit cheaper, I think, shotgun shell-wise, to just take off the top layer. And that nullifies the diffuser plant, which means that Black Dragons, if they're going to attack into there, they won't be able to plant at that specific area.
Gotcha. So we are going to have PZD again trying to work his way in from the admin office. Wag, though, coming in hot with a bearing 9 headshot on the Kamikaze. That's going to be the north window onto, I believe that was the printer office.
So Wag was downed, and he's likely to get baited out here. The defender's probably going to wait for PZD to go for the secure. and then maybe try to trade it back, but no. Revo is gonna, he's gonna say, nope, sir, I am not gonna try and refrag that and just fall back into the site. That's okay, as Wag himself refragged earlier by taking out Kamikaze. And again, Kamikaze, one of those top players for Black Dragons. The C4 coming out underneath, I believe that was from Rev, will not find its target.
That was a good shot from Eunice all the way back in the cubby of corner office to look through the main corridor and pick off the sledge. I'm sorry, pick off the Ash all the way by printer hallway.
Now, Black Dragons, though, they have taken control of admin, and they also have taken control over Visa. It looks like they're going to want to try and make for an A push. Now, it's going to be complicated with man disadvantage. A push, that's another one of those examples where you're pushing yourself into a very small corridor. With the man disadvantage, you won't be able to get the refrags.
So Psycho looking like he wants to try to challenge this Jaeger. That's going to be spawns inside of the A site. He sees him, he's going to go for the kill, pushes in forward now, and we have Jaeger who backed on out in connector.
Oh, wow.
Smoke's going to be there, and he'll be injured and taken out of commission. Spawn, I think, actually dropped through the hole, and so that's going to afford Psycho control of A site. He's got to be weird, because underneath, looks like Spawns and Revolt will be there, but Noted will fall. That's going to be to the Blackbeard. That is 9 taking him out. Psycho will then finally finish off that Jaeger. That is Spawns going down. Last man alive is going to be Revolt. He's hearing the diffuser planted, but he knows he cannot go in just yet. It's a 3-on-1 at the moment. 9's going to be out on the balcony. He's going to tag 1 kill. Revolt has 2 left to go. He's got 9 on the balcony, and Ty's going to be hard left. He's just keep getting droned down here, and Revolt is now feeling the pressure. He knows as soon as he goes through this hole, he's going to be pinched. He's got 9. He sees the tip of the gun out there. He's going to move into connector, try to take on the kill first into the site before he goes and challenges the Blackbeard. As he moves on over, though, he's going to spot the Hibana. That's going to be Ty. Ty then skadoots behind the couch, a little sofa there. And Revolt still feeling a lot of pressure, and there will be the final kills from 9 as he peeks on in through the connector doorway, and we will have round 3 go in the hands of Black Dragons. It's now 2-1.
So no potential for refrags coming up from Black Dragons. However, that didn't really matter as the initial player into the A-bomb site, Twitch, was successful and took out, not only pushed Jaeger off the A-bomb site, but killed Smoke inside the connector. Now, you have to attribute some of that loss for Pain to whomever was playing Jaeger in that instance, as when he fell out of the bomb site, he effectively gave up complete control. Yep. And yeah, okay, sure, he probably would have died, but he needed to frag onto Twitch before he did so. He needed to take that fight and win it. That was the only way that we were going to have Pain come out on top there. As soon as the A bomb site was locked out, that meant that the Blackbeard, who was playing on the A balcony, all he had to do was stare at that connector and deny any sort of rotation coming out from Pain. He did just that, and the round was effectively over. There was no C4, interestingly, coming out from underneath for Pain Gaming in that main lobby. I think they did have a Valkyrie, possibly it was. I think it was Valkyrie, used the C4 elsewhere. He tried to get a C4 kill in Printer and was unsuccessful. But, you know, it's unfortunate that happened, because being able to use the C4 down in the lobby underneath the A-bomb site to deny that plant is usually the better option. And you can see here, PZD opening up that floor again to deny the diffuser plant in the B-bomb site. There's a lot of things that are allowed in the Latin American scene that are a little bit different.
Now, Noted is choosing a different spawn this time, so he won't get picked off trying to get into Visa, but he is still a little bit, I think he's hyping himself up out here. He's trying to cause a lot of action, a lot of chaos through the window shots, but he's not tagged anything. He's kind of stalemating himself, if you will.
I mean, he's likely to start moving back as soon as he feels the urge, but Aji's just wary of those spawn peeks coming out from the defenders. He doesn't know that nobody's spawn peeking him right now.
Nade will go flying in. Ty just barely able to dodge those. ADS is going to get the other nade out from harm's way.
Yeah, so 2 unsuccessful nades there for spawns, and that's going to mean he's going to rotate on over to the north side of the building, or the northwest to be specific. So it looks like it might be a B-take coming out from Bane, which is a little bit different. We saw Black Dragons completely center themselves around the A bomb site, which is, you know, the more predictable take. Coming from admin to A is what we see more often than not on this particular floor. But repelling into that B window, especially if you have a Blackbeard, I mean, Pain doesn't have a Blackbeard, but especially if you do have a Blackbeard, it can be very useful. You can see
quick drop.
He might just be opening up the wall, the windows. There it is. I was really worried for Revo there.
Now we are going to have Spawns pick off the first kill on a PZD of this round. Now the 3, he can't necessarily run in from here.
Oh, is this what I think?
There?
Oh, this is going to be amazing if it is what I think it is.
I don't think he can run in from there.
I just want to see the tricks happen.
I want to see the magic happen. Call me Houdini or call Revolt Houdini, whatever it may be.
So he's going to fall off of that. It might be because he missed the Habanos just a little bit, and unfortunately it doesn't look like it's a walking hole. It might also be because he's just teasing us. But whatever the case be, Spawns is going to get his second kill of the round onto 9XT, I believe. He was the one who picked off that first player.
C4 is going to get tossed on out. Eunice hears it, but he's able to back away just in time. That's going to be Psycho, I believe, at the bottom of the stairs. He's going to try to rush on up, and it looks like the drop shot from Valkyrie will land and be coming out on top. However, Spawns takes that SMG-11 to the head of Kamikaze, and now it's a 2-on-3. Vector shots here from Ty will take out Spawns in return, and Noted able to secure a kill of his own. Ty's even the last man alive. Diffuser will go down inside of A, as we have Mira, who's downstairs, I think. Be downstairs, right inside of Piano, trying to engage with Noted. Back and forth, little skirmish gonna happen. He's gonna move on over into the middle connector hallway. Nade goes up, C4 goes up, doesn't tag, and as he hits that cell phone, the Ash swings around and Noted will get the kill.
Good read there from Noted, really fulfilling that role of taking out, oof, love those flashbangs. Taking out the operators downstairs, that roamer game being eliminated by him. He took out the Valkyrie and the Mira in the end, but meanwhile, Spawns getting that, I believe it was a 3K to really take apart those anchors is what opened up that round for Pain Gaming and allowed them to come into the A-bomb site and get that plant down. Now it has been defense sided for the basement, offense sided for the top floor, and now on the offense we are seeing a Jackal coming out for the attacking team on 9XT. That's an interesting thing. We don't often see Jackal played in the Pro League, but he has been seeing a little bit more prominent play recently, especially on maps like Bank. However, on Consulate, you could say it's similar. There's usually a very heavy roam game coming onto this map, and the ability to hunt them down just that much faster can be extremely useful.
We saw him on another map in the Latin American scene, and I want to say it was Clubhouse, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, he's a somewhat useful operator. I mean, in certain situations. One of the main things that he does is not necessarily help you hunt down the roamers, but as soon as you get that first mark off, the roamer will usually be like, all right, okay, I can't be roaming anymore, and he'll just default back to site. And that's effect just as a good in a lot of situations. Just pushing the roamer off of site gives you peace of mind. Or sorry, not off of site, back onto site, gives you peace of mind. But Black Dragon's going to be bringing that Glass to the field here. They also have a Thatcher this time, so they are going to be able to get that garage wall opened up nice and easy. Wow, this is going to be a very hard garage push.
I was going to say 23 seconds, and they've already opened it up. Now Psycho will be injured. You're going to have PCD rushing on in. There's no one behind the white van, and so there's going to be, a double shot. Wagon Eunice taking out a double kill. Kamikaze going to answer right back, but he will be traded out by Spawns. Double kill coming out from Spawns. Triple kill from Spawns. That was about a 45-second round, ladies and gentlemen, and Pain Gaming comes out on top.
What a good round there from Spawns and just Pain Gaming in general to lock that out. I mean, I really like the attempt at a rush from Black Dragons, but no. You know, I haven't seen a rush work in a long time. It usually doesn't work in Pro League, let's be honest. I mean, there aren't a lot of teams that are going to get caught off guard by something like that anymore. It used to work very efficiently. You could even find yourself catching the defenders still reinforcing. But in this day and age, and where the Pro League has evolved to, rushes are a very, very big risk. Mm-hmm. I like their attempt there, though. We don't usually see a garage rush. That is a little bit different.
I think the last rush, you were mentioning you don't recall the last rush. The last rush that I recall seeing happen and work successfully was on Oregon, where the team, the attackers pushed in from box. The box had not been reinforced. They basically ashed their way in. They annihilated the bottom two roamers. There were 3 up top in meeting hall. And by the time the diffuser got planted, the defenders were like, oh wait, what just happened? But that was about the last time, and probably one of the only times in the past couple months that I've seen a successful rush happen from the Pro League scene.
Yeah, it's not something we're so used to seeing, but it does happen from time to time. And well, I say time to time. once or twice every season. We are seeing Black Dragons again going into their basement defense, and they will be having that mirror window placed into the bathroom facing towards Piano. Now, again, this was experimented with previously. I think even pre-Mira. It was a pretty long time ago when we last saw that happen. And it is a strategy that is technically viable, and it has been working very well for both of these squads, denying that Piano control and thus delaying, if nothing else, the garage push. But what's the plan here, Noted? Are you going to rush into server?
He looked like he just wanted to cause a little bit of chaos there. You saw the sneak shot underneath of the doorway to open up the drop hatch, and then he goes to open up the door a little bit in a different fashion than he typically is known for, we'll say.
Right, and we are having a lot of satchel grenades and just in general pressure being applied to the garage right now. I don't think it's been opened up yet, though. With still 2:24, they have plenty of time to make it happen, but the pressure is still mounting.
Now the grenade is going to come on down. Spawn's going to go for the shot there. PZD's playing on his Game Boy, and he will fight to the death right there. Spawn's winning that engagement. Now we are going to have Kamikaze try to go for a little shot there on the Spawns on the yellow stairs, but it's still a 5-on-4, and we're looking like Pain Gaming going to be up in man count. Gas grenades are going to come flying as we have Wag trying to rush in for a quick plant. Ty tosses out the C4. Wag will eat it, and we will go down for the count. Now Ty's still going to be behind the white vantage. Looks like he picked up another kill onto Eunice. Now he could take a third one here, as it looks as though we are going to have...
Here comes the push.
Noted trying to go in for the plant. He comes peeking around the window way, and that will be Revolt taking him down. But Kamikaze turns right back around and grabs Spawn. A 2-on-2 now, and Diffuser has been planted.
So all the pressure here is on Black Dragons, despite Noted being very lit up. He is in a nice duo, and he is going to be able to get that crossfire under the two remaining defenders as they run their way out the building. And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we see the first successful attack onto the basement in this entire match coming out for Pain Gaming. Well played to them. So what's the dilemma there? What caused that to go the way it did? We had the smoke in Kamikaze playing upstairs in that position we were just talking about in the bathroom. And it is a very useful position. It's very good at denying piano control. But it's a heavy investment because, yes, you deny piano control, but you also... You have your smoke inside a bathroom.
Yes.
And Thai did manage to get, I believe it was maybe even 3 kills. No, it was 2. He got 2 kills from behind of White, but it could have been so much more if you had Kamikaze on that smoke playing behind White, able to deny the plant for so much more longer. And you know, just 1 C4, and then he had to actually hard peek it. That's just dangerous.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think, if Ty is engaging on the left side, or we'll call it the far side of that white van, trying to stop that diffuser from getting planted. We had, I believe it was either Thatcher or Sledge had worked his way down. I think it was Sledge worked his way down the yellow stairs to pick off the mute. I think it was PCD on his drone.
And that was essential pressure.
It was essential pressure. So if he's on his drone or on camera trying to get information, who covers the yellow stairs in that case?
Right. No, normally that's barbed wire, but I can't believe we didn't talk about it, but it's worth talking about the fact that Black Dragons didn't put any barbed wire on yellow stairs. I mean, come on, guys. That's a bit of a rookie mistake. That's such a pressure-oriented sort of, rotation, sort of just... Everybody goes there. Whether it's on attack or defense, you use that for rotations. You use that for just, walking down the white stairs and killing a player at pipes. That needs to have barbed wire on it. And because of that oversight coming out from Black Dragons, it really did open up a lot of opportunities for Pain Gaming. And obviously we saw the Sledge just kind of waltz on down.
Now we are going to see Pain Gaming go up after that last victory, 4-2. So that means this is map point. Again, this is map number 1 in this best-of-3 series, and looking like PZD, again, going to try to enter into the admin office, but he might be met with a little bit of resistance here, as we do have a few members on that top floor.
So, 9XC starting things off pretty strong here for his team, taking out Noted. That's the connector angle. Now, this is the angle we see played almost always when it comes to a Blackbeard on a top floor attack. He cuts off so much rotation and applies so much pressure to the defenders just by sitting there, but oh no! Bandit's going to take him out on the A balcony. That's a lot of pressure alleviated for the defenders. Well played to Spawns there, but meanwhile, there is one more player being taken out for the defenders. That's Una.
Yeah, that was PZD that was able to take out Eunice. That's the mirror going out of whack. Now, PZD, like I said, he did manage to get back into office, or into the admin. He's going to drone out from admin, but it looks as though it's all clear for the moment until he gets his way towards the connector and towards A site where we see Bandit. Now, Bandit, he was behind the table, and I think Blackbeard overextended his reach as he tried to peek on the right side of the doorway, and that's what allowed Bandit to get the timing down, because you realize Blackbeard only has about 21 bullets in his gun.
So here's the thing. The attackers, they have the control, they have the man advantage, and they have the time to make this push happen. But one thing, the huge factor that they do not have is that Blackbeard on the A balcony. Not having that pressure applied means that Pain Gaming is going to be in an even slugfest with the attackers here, and will, again, all they have to do is watch this one doorway and the main hallway, and they will be able to come out on top here. However, Twitch has moved herself up onto that balcony and is going to be trying to supplement without the face shield.
Now to the right side, if he extends himself, he will spot the bandit and tags him on down. Psycho grabbing one, and it looks as though Smoke needs to hide himself, but he does not. Psycho's going to grab a double headshot. Last man alive is going to be Revolt. He's going to snag one kill in the Kamikaze, but he's got 3 left to go from that B bomb site. Ties inside, so is PZD. PZD gets that diffuser planted, and it looks like some shots from PZD will pop right on up through the A, through connector, into the doorway of corner office, and that will be the end of round number 7. It's now 4-3. Pain Gaming still up by 1 round. However, Black Dragon's not giving up just yet.
Yeah, so what happened that round? The Twitch, after the Blackbeard was eliminated, supplemented the pressure from that A balcony, and the defenders were not expecting that. Pain Gaming, they had themselves well established, but they just could not handle that extra little layer of pressure. And it is, it's understandable why Pain Gaming fell to that. Because once you've taken care of the Blackbeard effectively, you're like, okay, well, I don't have to think about a balcony anymore. And more importantly, Pain Gaming were at the man deficit leading into that round, despite having the Blackbeard off the board. So, you know, as soon as the Twitch kind of just walks up there, it's 2 free kills, and then the round's effectively over.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head there, as Bandit assumed that no one was going to be on the balcony because Blackbeard got off him, so he was very exposed. He didn't stay behind the table. He just tried to hold that 90-degree angle onto the doorway.
Right, and now Black Dragons, they are going to be going on to their basement defense, and this is going to be their attempt at locking things out here. They were unsuccessful in their previous basement defense, I believe, but they have made a little bit of a rotation here. PZD has picked up that smoke, and Kamikaze has taken the Echo. Now, you must... it's probably the Echoes coming out here just in an attempt to deny the fast plant from Pain Gaming, which is how Pain Gaming managed to win the previous attack round downstairs here. And I think that'll probably be pretty successful for Black Dragons. Good counter strat coming out.
Now let's see if Black Dragons decided to put some barbed wire on the stairwell.
It's very likely. There it is. I don't believe there was any barbed wire placed there last time.
No,
and if there was, it was 1 or 2. I mean, usually you see like 4 or 5. Yeah. All of the barbed wire going onto yellow stairs.
All of the barbed wire. But no, here it is. 5 on 5 still. Plenty of time to go. Walls are getting opened up inside a garage. And Psycho has now taken that position behind the white van. He's actually, I believe, inside a kitchen at the moment.
Yeah, and the garage wall being opened up, that's that panel number 1 having been opened up, is going to mean Spawn's going to start to try and play under the stairs similarly to how he has in the past. Oh, wow, some aggressive push there.
Toss. Now Spawns is going to get a couple bullets tagged to his side, but he will get out of the reach here of PZD's shotgun.
Yeah, meanwhile, Thermite's going to open up panel number 3, and that means that the whole garage wall has been opened up. PZD is ready for this push, though, now from Sledge. He's got that shotgun out. He's ready. He's revving to go. He wants to revenge for the last time when he just got kind of waltzed onto.
Now, like I said, both garage doors have been opened up. Psycho actually going to toss a C4 up through the hole in the floor, and that's going to just annihilate Noted. He's going to catch that with his bare teeth. Now Psycho still inside a kitchen. He's got to hold on to the white van as well, because that's where WAG is going to be pushing in to try to get this plant down. They're droning it out right now. Revolt's going to call it all clear. Eunice going to say, hey, no one's behind the van, but you have to be careful of that walk-through hole. Spawn is now still trying to hold down the yellow stairs. 9 is actually inside. He's right inside of the lobby. He hears Spawn, and Spawn's going to take 1 before 9 even makes a little engagement. Could he grab a second? No, 9's going to give his position up. We are going to see this engagement now extend out into the reception area where Spawns and 9 are going to go head-to-head. Spawn has about 10 health left, 60 seconds to go, and WAG holding on to that diffuser. He's going to go up to the van now, but I think Psycho already used his C4, so he will have to manually engage this fight with his gun. 9X will pick off the Spawns, though.
There's a smoke, but the smoke will miss, and it looks like Thermite or Thatcher might actually get that diffuse plant.
That is going to be 1-9, going to try to snag onto 1 kill. He gets 2, and that diffuser was stopped. Last man's going to be Eunice. He's right outside the garage. 9's going to go for another kill, and he does get it. No, yes, he does get it right there, as Eunice, I think, finished off the Valkyrie.
Well played to 9XT there. I believe that was a 4K for him, if not an ace. Some great frags there, really coming at the right moment on that yellow stairs to deny the diffuser plant in front of Black Car. And that's really just because he got that initial kill onto Spawn. Spawn's a little bit overextended himself coming into the bathroom, and he did get a kill out of it, but at the same time, very risky business, and it meant that there was no one from Pain Gaming holding onto those yellow stairs, which, you know, in the end is what ended up was what actually cost Pain Gaming the round when 9XT came from said yellow stairs.
Now I want to say, sorry, it's a little odd that we just had Black Dragons secure this bottom bomb site, and they're changing up their operators. Now 9 is going to go on Bandit, where he was previously on Jaeger, and they're not having a Jaeger at all on this downstairs hold.
Or an Echo for that matter, the disruption being a little bit alleviated for Pain Gaming, which might actually make the push into the bomb site that much easier. But obviously Black Dragons has a plan here, and we'll see exactly what said plan is. Pain Gaming going to be going onto the same attack that they just failed previously, and we'll see if they're able to make the mix-up happen and execute properly this time. Now, again, what happened there is they really kind of did the same thing. The difference is they didn't get the free pick and pipes, sure, but more importantly, their player on the yellow stairs just kind of pushed in and died. He did get a kill, yeah, but that's great. He refragged himself, but he gave up the position he so desperately needed to cover for his team, which ended up costing Pain the round overall. Yes, kills are great, but when you're given a role, you got to fulfill said role.
Yeah, we were talking about the number of kills that 9XT had gotten last round. It was 4 because Psycho had tossed up the C4.
Still
kill
impressive.
noted. Yeah, still very impressive. And you talked about placement and the Sledge giving up his position. That was Spawn's on the yellow stairs.
No barbed wire.
9 is the one that actually came down those stairs, got those 3 kills to finish out the round.
Is this a strat?
No, the no barb strat on yellow?
Yeah, is this like a is this something I'm missing here?
I think if more than one team does it, it is considered a strat.
Well, it's Black Dragons exclusively doing it.
Then
I'm just curious what the thought process is there. I mean, in theory, I guess it makes sense because they're going to clear out the barbed wire anyway. But that's still so much resources that get utilized up on that barbed wire for the attackers. Whereas in this instance, it's just they kind of waltz on in and have free reign.
Now they've also given up pipes here too.
Maybe that's what they're trying to bait them into, or that's what Black Dragons is trying to bait Pain into, though, here. Because, like you said, they have given up pipes. Black Dragons has given up defensive pipes, which means we do have Valkyrie pressuring very heavily onto those top yellow stairs. So it might just be they're waiting for the flank opportunity. But they don't really mind anybody walking into, hey, there's a piece of barbed wire.
Now Spawns is going to try to peek on up. We have Valkyrie, that's Psycho, holding on. He hears the flop of the gun, going to sweep on over, and Spawns will come out on top after a little hesitation by Psycho. Normally that is not what you would expect to see from him or any other member of Black Dragon.
Spawns has been cheating death today, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many instances where he really should be dying and is just not.
Now
Some great play to
60
him, though.
seconds to go. You've got 5 left on the attack side. 4 of these defenders left alive here. Spawn's going to try to come on down. Goes for some more attack shots and was going to get that headshot. He actually does get that headshot there into PCD, then falls by Kamikaze. Ty's able to pick up 2 kills, though, onto Noted and another as Wag takes out 9. That's going to be their fragger that won the round last time. 45 seconds left to go. Wag's going to be in front of the white van. He's trying to get this plant down as we have, I believe, Revolt is going to be the last man alive with about 5 health going up against 2 members from Black Dragons. He's going to sweep on in here with that bearing 9. He's going to look to the left, gives away his position, and that Vector comes sweeping out of the kitchen. And Ty, I believe, tagged a 3K on that round.
Yeah, and that really is just a case of, hey, you have a Hibana. Hey, look, there's a mirror window. Hey, maybe you should use the Hibana on the mirror. Oh, no, you didn't do that. And now all your teammates are dead. And now, obviously, there's a lot of dilemmas in just simply Hibanaing that mirror window, but they can be solved by the push in unison with said Hibana charges. You place the Hibana charges on the mirror window. You detonate them. Okay, the guy at pipe starts shooting them off one by one. Then you make the push at the same time, and you can actually make that happen. But because they left that mirror window open, didn't contest it from above, didn't contest it directly, didn't do anything to try and counter it whatsoever. They didn't even smoke. Well, they didn't have smokes, but they didn't smoke. All the same, because of that, it meant that the push when it was coming in, wow, look at that scoreline. Spawn's really trying to step it up for his team. Anyway, because of that, it meant that Thai had complete free reign to just pick apart the the Pain Gaming attack one by one.
Now we are going to see for the last defensive round here for Pain Gaming, they're going to decide to go downstairs.
Yeah, and this has been the preferred bomb site for both of these teams throughout this match. It's understandable why Pain's going to be going here yet again. Last time that I believe it was Black Dragons who was on this attack, they had failed the attack, and it was due to them trying to execute a rush strategy onto the main garage. It's likely that's not going to happen again, especially considering the spawns coming out here from Black Dragons. But where will they be going? How will they be executing? It does seem like they're trying to clear the whole building top to bottom as they are starting things out here on admin.
So note to every team, PZD goes double windows of admin every single round.
All,
Top, bottom, middle floor.
Pretty much every single round. Yeah, if you find PZD in rank, just be like, oh, okay, all right, I'm going to just sit on this window and wait patiently. Or prep that Visa door for a run out. Easy peasy.
Now, Psycho is going to finish droning out Visa, gets his drone right by the soda machines of the kitchen stairs. That's going to allow Kamikaze to move in towards Printer.
Yeah, now they have complete control. That is Black Dragons of the top floor. But WAG is going to be challenging from the CEO office, so I stand corrected. Not complete control yet. He's likely to get droned out in a moment here, and he's going to be contested by Kamikaze and PZD and 9XT.
Now he has opened up a passageway from the cubby into the yellow stairs. That's going to afford him the ability to rotate.
There it is.
Ty sees him on out. He's going to jump out and relocate himself almost.
Wow, so dangerous.
It's very dangerous, very risky. And 9X is now going to move on forward down the yellow stairs to possibly re-engage WAG here. Now it looks as though they're going to wait for someone to try to rotate through the hole that 9X is looking at right at the moment.
It makes a lot of sense. He's holding that nice hard angle onto the rotation. It's likely one of the defenders will peek it eventually, but at the same time, it's not yet, and the time is ticking away for Black Dragons here on this attack. They have encircled this bathroom. There is nowhere for the defenders to go now.
The only way is down, and that's exactly where they're intending to go because that drop hatch has been opened up. You see Noted drops immediately. WAG's going to be the last one, and as pressure continues to ensue, walls continue to open. WAG knows that it's already being looked at, so he's going to probe his way back on the site. 60 seconds to go, and they have barely done anything to the defenders except push them back on the site, which is as good as another strategy. Note's going to look up through the hole there. PZD's not going to see him. No, its little engagement is going to be missed here. 45 seconds. The door and the barbed wire is going to get destroyed here momentarily. There it is. Now Revolt. It's going to huddle around the white van along with Noted. WAG's going to be the first one to fall by a headshot of 9 outside by yellow stairs. You've got Spawn and Eunice here on the garage. Revolt's going to be on the white or the far side of white van, as well as we have Noted back there. Now Eunice does pick up that Vector kill into Kamikaze. 20 seconds left to go, a 4-on-4, and we are needing Black Dragons to make a push here, or unless we go to round number 11. Psycho and 9 have heard the call. They're going to get the kill. So is PZD. Last man alive is going to be Revolt. He's behind the white van. He stopped the diffuser from getting planted. 7 seconds to go. He's going to go back forth against Psycho. Psycho comes out on top. We're going to see Black Dragons win this 6-4. Map number 1 go into the hands of Black Dragons.
Great clutch out there by Psycho. Nice attempt by Revolts. Good half's going to be coming out in the chats from both of these two squads. And what looked like it was going to be a Pain Gaming map swiftly turned back into the favor of Black Dragons, and they come out with a nice little scoreline there.
That was a 4-round comeback because they were Black Dragons was down 4-2 at one point.
Yeah, and look at that scoreline just for a second. Spawns trying so hard to shove his team into the victory position.
Trying to keep his team afloat, and unfortunately, Black Dragons was like, well, we have multiple people to do that, not just one.
We're all going to frag together as a team. And now
except you, PZD. You, PZD, you can just stay on your drone.
Everybody has to drone for, we got to have someone drone for somebody. We are going to take a look at some of the highlights from that match, though, as we have them. There were some really great moments coming out overall, and some obviously some big mistakes from both these teams that did result in a victory for Black Dragons, but it was a good match nonetheless.
Now, that was a good shot there by Psycho. That's where he pushed the Jaeger out to drop down into the main reception.
You have to blame whoever's on that Jaeger just a little bit there in that situation, because the Jaeger really needed to frag with that. I mean, even if you're going to die to the Twitch, that's essentially the same thing as dropping down the hatch. So challenge, take the fight, and, try not to let your smoke die. But honestly, I think that the Jaeger just was not conscious of that drop down being open. It's a little bit of an unfortunate mistake there that did cost them that round.
Now here's the final round, and that is the basically the Black Dragons team kicking it into action. I think they heard me speak to them all the way down in Brazil.
Yeah.
I was like,
mean,
you need to kick it in. You've got 45 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever it was, and it was still a 5-on-4, I believe.
Yeah, it was heavily favored for Pain. They were winning pretty distinctly, and then suddenly Black Dragons was like, nope, nope.
I mean, it's a little bit of what we saw. I think it was yesterday when we what was it? It was one of the first two teams we played that we saw play. It was
Elevate and GG?
Elevate was the team. They were the ones that basically they had the quote unquote ranked strats where they just like rushed in.
They
at
didn't
times.
have. No, I wouldn't say ranked strats. They have their own like game style.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. They absolutely just kind of rushed in at times,
Yeah,
and
that's what was needed to get the win, and that's what we saw Black Dragons do to secure that 10th round.
I mean, it was 5 versus 5 with like what 40 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
But all the same,
We have our second map underway. It's going to be Border. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please stick with us here. Border's going to get underway. It is map number 2. Black Dragons secured map number 1. And we're going to be seeing Border here with Black Dragons, kicking it off on defense. Pain Gaming securing that top floor bomb site inside of the Arsenal and Archives on Border here.
yeah, Glad's gonna be coming out for Black Dragons again. Not that one operator that we haven't seen so much in the Pro League anymore after his nerf. And I'm curious to see the attack strategy that we're going to see employed here on the first attack onto this armory. Obviously, we talked about this before. It's more often than we see every team attack through the offices these days. We've seen a couple contentions of the CCTV, especially VG. They really tried to hammer that out in their matchup yesterday, but it's just not. It's not as common anymore, and it's seen as a little bit of a difficult strat to execute because CCTV is so hard to take these days, especially with the addition of that one specific mirror window in the main hallway, which, by the way, we might not see from Pain in this particular round. I don't think it's been placed yet.
I don't think it's been placed yet, but we do see the single wall in office being reinforced by Wang. And so that leads me to believe they will keep someone inside of office.
Well, of course.
Which means that they will hopefully have some other help, either from Fountain or from CCTV, through Fountain into office.
The curiosity, though, is if they're going to use that CCTV mirror window, because there are some teams that know of it and choose not to use it specifically because they just don't like to extend themselves into CCTV. And Pain might be that team that just doesn't want to go all the way and commit to CCTV as a whole. It does look like Black Dragons is going to have a little bit of a free... Yep, no, there it is. There's a double mirror window, one on the main A wall, one on that small office window, we believe. I mean, we didn't actually see the small office one placed yet, but pretty sure. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. All the same, that means that Black Dragons has free reign over CCTV, which means that this is a very easy A wall attack going to be coming out here in just a moment.
There it is. Looks like the mirror window will get opened up here, as Bandit will not be swapping that in time.
So you can actually counter a Thatcher Hibana attack onto a mirror window. You just need to shoot your battery as soon as you see the Thatcher battery hit the floor, and then place your battery in the right as the Thatcher detonates. That means there will be a battery when the Hibana shoots the mirror window.
Now you can see the second mirror window properly getting prepped right now.
Right.
That's Eunice inside. He's waiting for it. This is almost like that delayed mirror we saw yesterday, I want to say, last night.
We are going to need to see 9XT actually Hibana that secondary mirror window. Otherwise, this push will be for naught, despite the A-wall having been opened up by Black Dragons. That really doesn't afford them a whole lot here. It just means that the defenders are either A in bunker or B by lockers. That's it. That's all it is.
Now, I believe that was the last and final EMP grenade, so that's where the mirror windows... Oh, you're not going to bandit that either. So C4 is going to get tossed on out here.
The question is does the bandit is not conscious of the advanced bandit tricking, or is he just deciding to let that fall? I mean, I can't imagine this is what they want to be happening for the defenders. And it is going to mean that Kamikaze is going to lay down that smoke and challenge using his thermal through the smoke. He's going to see
and a good
Eunice.
Shot there on a Eunice, taking him out. 45 seconds left to go. A 5-on-4. Last smoke grenade from Glass is going to be coming out into the middle of lockers. He's not going to progress a little bit more slowly. However, that looked like a stationary cam. Might have been a Valk cam on the left. We're going to have a gas grenade underneath. Kamikaze going to snag another kill there on a noted. It looks like 9X is going to be peeking through the wall. Misses his target, but Revolt tags one. PGD gets team killed by Ty. Very unfortunate here for the attackers. You've got 3-on-3 at the moment. Plant's going to go down right below that broken mirror window by Ty. You've got Psycho. He's going to try to get a trade down, but Wag is going to be there to prevent that. Diffuser has been planted. 9 gets a trade back on himself. He's going to get another kill here. Wag's going to be the last man alive. They're looking back. He's going to tag one. Can he tag another? No. Ty turns around, look towards CCTV, picks up that kill on a Wag, and the first round will go in the hands of Black Dragon.
What a great refrag there by Ty. That could have easily slipped away from Black Dragons in the later seconds of that round. But what happened there? So, Black Dragons able to easily take control over that west balcony and thus CCTV without any real contention whatsoever coming from Pain Gaming, which meant that they could just open up the A wall and start to make their push into the site. That's because Pain Gaming didn't try to hold CCTV. And then more importantly, when you're doubling up, trying to double layer that A bomb site hold through with the double mirror there, you need to contend the mirror windows. You can contend Hibana charges. A lot of people think you can't because if you wait till the Thatcher grenade detonates and then try to put your battery down, then the Hibana will be able to detonate, and there's nothing you can there's nothing you can do about that.
Yep.
But if you shoot your own battery when the Thatcher comes down, and then you start placing before the Thatcher detonates, and then the Thatcher will detonate before you finish placing, then the Hibana charges will get destroyed. So you need to be able to advance Bandit Trick to contend these mirror windows to keep them alive. And normally, I mean, it would in a lot of instances I wouldn't really harp on this, but the fact that the Bandit was right next to the window and could have easily done this is a little bit disappointing to see.
Now, we are seeing a little bit of a different strategy come out from Black Dragons. We saw it previously in the Latin American scene. I haven't seen it in Europe or North America, but it is that west balcony, that west wall, keeping one soft so that they can actively be playing that mirror window. It's almost like using a double mirror strat on that west balcony instead of just using one and a soft wall.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. But I believe, based upon those open office walls, that we will have a mirror window possibly in CCTV. It kind of looks like that's what's going on here. There is going to be a roamer on those east stairs, and that's a very extended position for the defenders to be holding. A Twitch drone has opened up that mirror window, which is going to force Black Dragons off of the main A hold, but they still have plenty of options to hold the site itself. Meanwhile, it looks like, oh wow, what a shot from Spawns onto 9XT. That's a really great start here for them. There is no contention in CCTV as far as I can tell. I can't tell from this distance, from this angle, but no, there is one player from the defenders, so that is going to have that mirror window. He's going to have that mirror window, which will be able to contest the offices. So despite 9XT being taken out there, that was really just him on that aggressive drone, making his rotation back into the site, and he got caught off guard in the middle of that.
Now we are going to have Kamikaze and PZD rotate into CCTV and Locker, swapping out their position. That's going to allow Smoke to get back into the site to help with those gas grenades for the push that's most likely going to be coming towards the B site.
Yeah, time is ticking away here for Pain Gaming, and they obviously are shaping up for the B bomb site attack, but the amount of control that they have is good enough to get a diffuser plant if they just have the cover ready. And it looks like that's what they're going to try to do, just simply waltz on into B and plant the diffuser.
Now there is Valkyrie peeking on out, noted, very good coverage, watching the side of that east stairwell. Psycho will go down, however a flashbang will blind units for a few moments. Now there's 55 seconds left to go, and Smoke is in a position to hopefully get his gas grenades tossed in for that plant that's about to go down. He's going to tag one kill into units, that's Diffuser falling. So a very good kill. He doesn't even use his gas grenades just yet. Nade's going to come out from Spawns to get rid of some of that barbed wire. Mir's going to peek in from the double hall. He's going to look to get the shots down to the window where Spawns has already got his sights lined up. Now we see Wag looking on forward, trying to get rid of the Valkyrie camera. Gas grenade going to come out, but that will mean plant will go down because Noted, oh no, Noted's going to back on out. He got hurt just a little bit, and it looks as though we have a little engagement. PCD tags Revolt down, but he gets traded in return. And there is Wag and Spawns finishing off the round count, and Wag will get that final kill. We are going to see Pain Gaming secure round number 2.
A great collapse there coming out from Pain Gaming onto the B bomb site. And more importantly, some great flank hold overall. I mean, denying the push coming from the east stairs, then later denying the push coming from the main office. I mean, that's some really good coverage. And a lot of teams, the mistake they'll make going into that push is they'll focus too intently on the B bomb site, and those two flankers would have likely gotten a couple kills, denied the diffuser plant, just won the round outright.
I think one of the things that comes down to is trust in your teammates.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, like, you have the person with the diffuser who's facing the archives on, we'll call it the north balcony by that east corner. He knows, okay, you have to trust in your teammate that he's going to get the kill if there's an engagement there. Noted, trusted that, forced him or allowed him the opportunity to solely look at east stairs, grab that kill into Valkyrie, and cover the side.
You know, it's partially trust, but a lot of it really just comes down to, I mean, everybody's got a job to do, and you have to rely. You have to
trust that he's going to get his job done.
Yes, trust, but also just kind of rely on it and someone fulfilling their role. Like, I mean, when I make personally, when a mistake that I make a lot is that I'll go into a ranked match and I won't trust my teammates necessarily, but I'll rely on them fulfilling a role, and then it's the sort of thing that you expect over time when you're as a professional player, and it's the sort of thing you can go from team to team, and you can just be like, all right, yeah, you've got a job to do, you're going to do that job, and if you don't do that job, then we're probably going to lose this round.
No, I get my experience. I experience my own levels of frustration with that, because I'll see a Glaz, I'll see a Blackbeard holding a window, and I'm like,
okay, they got that window.
They got that window. I turn my head, he hopped out that window, and I get blindsided, and I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you trying to hold, Frendo? What's the plan here? Weren't you pointing your barrel at that window 5 seconds ago? But no, yeah, it happens. It happens. And that's just how it is. I mean, that's just how Siege plays itself out. But in this level of play, yes, there's the trust, and yes, but it really just comes down to, hey, you've got a job to do, and I know you're going to do it because you're playing.
Wag's going to tag 1 kill down. He's going to toss out a gas grenade.
Nice.
That will get rid of PZD. That's the Thatcher gone.
He's playing in sandwich without a reinforcement onto that wall, which means that it is very dangerous for him to contend here, but he has already started things off pretty well. Taking out the Thatcher, that's going to be a lot of clear that just will not be happening for Black Dragons.
So Ash had to use one of her breaching charges to open up that wall even more to allow Glaz the opportunity to get in. However, Wags is still here. He's been droned out. Kamikaze knows that, hey, this wall is soft. I can start moving in to shoot through, but I still need to play it cautiously due to the fountain peak.
Yeah, obviously going to be worried about that fountain. He is going to smoke it off while simultaneously smoking off the close angle before pushing in onto a Wag. But meanwhile, Wag has pushed onto the main window and will be taken out by PZD. Despite that, he has wasted 2 minutes of this round and killed off the Thatcher. And Revo is going to get the refrag onto 9XT. So good start here. Well, a good first 2 minutes for Pain Gaming on this defense.
So we are going to see Kamikaze, PCD, and Ty, the last 3 attackers alive. They're going to push in from offices. PCD, he's inside of that top east stairs trying to cover the flank. Droning out for Glaz at the moment, but Noted is still left uncontested in a flanking position. No, he's actually on the west stairs. Looked like he might have been underneath, but he's retreated back onto site. So with that, we are going to see Black Dragon try to push in from offices into the archive. The wall east of B will get opened up. And now this is a dangerous position because you do have multiple operators with C4 that spawn and units. There's one C4 toss, PCD, great job baiting that out, but the MP7 kill from Revolt will find the head of Ty and knock him out of the count. There's only 2 members left here, 15 seconds to go. They know they aren't going to get the plant out, so they're going to go for the engagement, and it looks as though that will not work as Spawns sweeps around from Archive's corner and grabs both with that MPX.
Yeah, nice defense there from Pain Gaming, and you could really attribute a lot of that to the smoke very early in that round, taking out the Thatcher. That really set the tempo for the rest of the round as a whole. Established that, hey, you can't just waltz onto that balcony. I'm not going to let you. And and then after the Thatcher had been taken out, there was a lot of contention with the sandwich. And despite the fact that Wag got a little bit too aggressive, peeked onto the window and got taken down, he did still waste 2 minutes. So I mean, that's more than plenty for that specific role. More often than not, if you see a player in sandwich waste 2 minutes and take out one player, the defenders are almost certainly going to win that round. Meanwhile, Revolts did get a lot of frags playing the off angle from what I believe was the CCTV as well as the main hallway. So good on him to keep that pressure up long after the attackers are pushed into offices. Now 2-1 in favor of Pain Gaming. They're looking pretty strong here on border, but Black Dragons have been fighting them tooth and nail for each of these rounds.
Keeping an eye here, I mean, we've got Revolt, Spawns, and Wags each at 4 kills apiece. Spawns, to me, this seems like his night. He played his heart out, and unfortunately his team didn't win map number 1, but he played his heart out on Consulate.
Oh yeah.
And we're seeing him place himself into positions that are going to get him these double kills, these triple kills that we've been seeing time and time again from him.
Yeah, he's been doing a really great job for Pain Gaming tonight, and He's similar to Kamikaze. Kamikaze, and actually, well, to be honest, a lot of the Black Dragon players. But you know, in certain situations, you know, you'll have Kamikaze step up, you'll have Tai step up, you'll have 9XT step up, PCD. I mean, each of them have had their moments really where they go off the chain, and I feel like it has been a little bit on Spawn's shoulders though for Pain Gaming in this match when it comes, but all the same. That's all right. Spawns is pushing his way into the downstairs. He's going to try and clear out that roam game before they make the final attack onto what appears to be the A-bomb site. Revolts, meanwhile, going to take out Psycho. And that's the Valkyrie killed off, which is going to be... Oh, no.
Ooh, no to go for the shots there. Looks up through the opened drop hatch, and PCD will fall. That smoke off the ledge, or off the count. Now, up on top of the drop hatch will be, I believe that is Tai. It's either the Mira or that's Kamikaze.
Kamikaze is lit up after that ash came from below, and that is going to mean that, you know, Pain Gaming have such a large lead here. Kamikaze's 1 or 2 shots depending on the weapon, and he's going to go down fast.
Now, that is something we don't typically see, and I like seeing it this time. WAG took the time as Hibana to go inside a CCT, or inside a server, open up the drop hatch from underneath, that reinforced hatch, which we've seen Kamikaze try to stand on. That's going to force him out of the middle offices, because now nades are going to come up, you can see the floors start to get opened up more, and that mirror window is now getting opened up. So with that, a minute and a half left to go, you're not allowed inside, you're not basically able to get inside of that middle office anymore. This is looking very good for Pain Gaming and their attacking side.
Yeah, really like the attack they executed here. They focused primarily on the first floor, clearing out the roamers, then after that, using their nades and ash charges to just take care of positions above them. And we haven't seen a lot of that play, a lot of that vertical game coming out in the more recent Pro League matches. Or in this match, to be particular.
Noted is going to try to get this engagement on with 9XT. 9's going to be inside of the break room. WAG does pick off that kill on Kamikaze. That was the bandit that got hurt earlier. Now, it's odd that 9 is inside a break room, if I remember, or maybe he's not anymore. Well, I thought I saw a blue outline in there, but nonetheless, 9 is back underneath of the site. Ty's going to pick up 1 kill into Eunice. That's going to be the first attacker down. However, Ty has been injured by the nades being tossed on in, so he will most likely be taken out here momentarily. 9's running from his life down the west stairs, and it looks as though the hunt is on.
He's still got enough time. The diffuser has yet to be planted, but he's got also essentially 1 HP. He will die from a single bullet from any of the weapons on the remaining attacker's side.
Going up against that SMG-11, Spawn's likely to tag him down here. Noted, already pre-firing, going to stay on top of the stairs, and there is a great shot there by Noted to finish off 9XT. Pain Gaming now leads 3-1.
There it is. There's the Noted. Yeah. Locking out that round was very, very well played by Pain Gaming. And again, we're just talking about it. Really just came down to that vertical pressure from below. Now we don't often see that, and it is a very viable strategy that if you know the positions to where to put those ash charges and and you have somebody droning for the roamers to make sure that you're not losing any attackers making on the actual push into the first floor. It can be very, very much one-sided towards your team, and they did. They had those right positions. They opened up underneath. They also cleared out roamers, and more importantly, they even got a free kill. I believe it was onto a smoke playing on the B bomb site, as he was playing too close to the drop down, which was open. So well played to Pain Gaming on that execution. A couple of mistakes here and there by Black Dragons, but really they just got picked apart overall.
Now we are going to see 9XT go back onto that Jackal. First time I recall seeing a Jackal on border. Now, typically, like we said, we've seen Jackal played on larger maps such as Bank, such on as Consulate we saw him previously, and that is to help once you're inside of a building or once you're inside of a room, to help just clear out the way, make sure that, hey, there's no roamer in here, not necessarily to go and hunt the roamer, but just to clear out that top floor more easily.
Also kind of gives you peace of mind in that you can know exactly where anyone who is actually roaming is. It's just a, good locator. And majority of the time, again, is just if you get marked by a Jackal, you run back to site. Yep. So nullifying the roamers without even engaging them sometimes can be really useful. Also, he's got some really good guns. So, the PDW is got 50 bullets, a headshot machine, it's got good damage, a good rate of fire. What's not to love about it?
I'd say it's like the P90, but less recoil, and it looks better.
Yeah, yep, it's all the things, really. Good gun, good gun. And so he also has smoke grenades, which are very useful in a lot of attack strategies, especially when you have a Glaz on the board. He's going to get the first kill of the round as we talk about him onto Noted as the Jaeger gone. Good job, 9XT. I believe that was just straight through the wall. Nope, Noted was trying to peek out onto 9XT and lost that fight.
Now, generally speaking, when there's a Blackbeard on the team, where 9XT got that kill and Noted, that's where we would typically see the Blackbeard, either that or onto the single window of Archives.
Yeah, Blackbeard would usually utilize his shield as best as possible to try and apply the pressure directly into the B bomb site. Now, very interesting here, there are not a lot of defenders really suited to stop this B bomb site take coming from Black Dragons right now. You have two C4, or well, I say B bomb site take, the upstairs Archives take above the bomb site, the A bomb site actually. But you know, there are still some roamers coming out from Pain Gaming on the CCTV.
Ooh, and it looks as though Revolt might feel a couple bullets passing by his head through the wall as PZD sprays and prays. He's going to try to back downstairs inside of the inspections lounge. 9XT goes and looks on through the window, realizes it's got a little shocking surprise.
Those batteries used to actually do a just a ton.
15 to 20 per tick.
It was something like that, and you would die so quickly. Putting those on barbed wire on walls, I mean, you couldn't go anywhere near them, and now they've been severely nerfed, which I think is a good balance decision there. Thigh is going to kill Eunice off, and that is going to now put it in a 3 versus 5. The attackers have all of the choices here, but only 38 seconds to make the execution happen. They, I believe, have opened up the wall, and they are going to start smoking on into the bomb site, utilizing that thermal scope on Glaz to make the push.
Yeah, we do have spawns. He's trying to just scatter around as the gas grenades and smoke grenades are just alleviating a lot of the push that's happening at the moment. 20 seconds ago, Ty tags his second kill there on the spawns. Wag will fall to Kamikaze. Last minute alive is going to be Revolt. He tags 1 kill into 9. That's going to be the Jackal Deb, but he's got 4 more to go. Kamikaze, Ty, PZD, and Ty last 4 alive. Revolt's going to give away his position, trying to go for that shot on the Ty. It looks as though Ty keeping it very close. Flashbang going to happen on the Revolt. I don't think he's going to come out of this alive, but he does manage to evade detection for now. But the diffuser has been planted. PZD goes for the drop shot, and that will be it here as Pain Gaming cannot secure round 5, and it will go to Black Dragons. It is now 3-2, still down by 1 for Black Dragons.
Yeah, but they're starting to make the comeback happen, and they did make it happen earlier on Consulate. They were at a deficit similar to this, and then they just won 4 rounds in a row, managed to win the map outright. So it might be that that's exactly what we see happen again on Border, as Black Dragons looked very strong in that round. They eliminated the roamers upstairs 1 by 1, and then made the push downstairs, open up that bathroom wall, or it may have even already been opened by the defenders, but either way, they started to apply pressure to that bathroom wall that was open, and they utilized their smoke grenades and their Glaz play very effectively. That's not something we see a whole lot of in the Pro League anymore. Glaz is kind of phased out after his recent nerf, but it's great to see Black Dragons making full use of him.
Now we do see Pain Gaming going for a quick Capital pick right at the last second. Revolt chose him as his newest operator to play.
There has been a lot of rotation when it comes to operator selection on the Black Dragon side of things. And also on the Pain Gaming side of things. Just in general, across the board for both of these teams, they go where they please, I feel like, with their operators. And it's really cool to see. Not a lot of teams will do that. I know there are teams like Penta, for example, that have that same rotation mentality where, hey, you're going to do this. This is going to be what you do in this round. So pick the operator you think is the best for that particular role. And it seems like it's just kind of the same thing here between Pain Gaming and Black Dragons as they continue to rotate operators time and time again throughout these rounds. More importantly, I mean, aside from that, you'll have one player play smoke and then this other guy play smoke. I mean,
they're 2 very different styles of play for smoke, so you can't necessarily anticipate what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, we had one round on Consulate where PZD was playing smoke, and then another where Kamikaze was playing smoke, and then another. I mean, it's just been moved around, and it makes sense. You know, that variation in play can sometimes really give your team an edge, in that you become less predictable. All the same, Pain Gaming still in the lead. They are going to be pressuring onto the lower floor yet again, but this time they're going to have to contest the Kamikaze head on, and Kamikaze, one of those players who has been really stepping it up for his team in the later couple matches, or in these recent couple matches.
Now there's Kamikaze being right on the other side of that breached wall by Ash. Now fortunately, I don't think he got detected, so he's going to stay there, but there is a drone that may have spotted him through the drone hole. Kamikaze will pick up 1 kill there and spawned. That's one of the top fraggers there for Pain being taken out of the board. Noda's going to tag that shot there onto the wall, get rid of the cam, and then try to pinch further in to Kamikaze. But Kamikaze snags another kill as he moves on in through the open hole and then tags away inside of the bathroom. C4 is going to go on out, misses its target, just causing another distraction. But it looks like it's going to be a very successful push here by Black Dragons, trying to hold on to that server room.
Yeah, so despite everything else, even if Kamikaze gets taken out here in moments, he will have done his job through and through, wasted half the round, killed 2 operators, and really put his team in a great position to win the round as a whole. There's even 9XT down in the lower floor, but he's going to get taken out by WAG, and now it's all down to Kamikaze to try and get this refrag and keep his team in the lead here. Oh, but actually, as I say that, PZD has come down to help.
He's going to be hit with a couple bullets there. I believe that was from...
Actually, it was from above.
Might have been from above. However, WAG sneaks on in with a little dance of his own, gets Kamikaze, and also will tag PZD. You've got Bandit, who just got taken out there. So now it is WAG and Revolt versus Psycho and Ty. 45 seconds left to go. WAG still looking very cautiously around, making sure there's not any roamers trying to come on down the stairs or through the drop hatches. And that is going to allow them to then start pushing upstairs to where the actual bomb site is.
So PZD made a little bit of a mistake there. He didn't need to give that frag away to Pain Gaming, but because he did, despite the fact there's only 30 seconds left to go, Pain Gaming are in a much better position. A 2 versus 2, they could easily win this if they play it right. Whereas unfortunately,
they don't have anything to get rid of that barbed wire. They don't have flashbangs. They do have the Capital fire arrows, but he's going to have to get up there very quickly. There it is. He's going to tag onto 1. The rappel zone going to come on in. Psycho's going to peek on around, get this shot down on the Revolt, and that's going to be it with the MPX yet again being the double kill to end the round.
Yeah, good gunplay there from Psycho, and we talked about this before, but you know, I've actually discussed the MPX at length with a number of different pros, and there's varying different opinions on the MPX as a gun specifically. Some pros seem to think that it's one of the worst guns on defense. Some seem to think it's the absolute best gun on defense. But you know, it's a really split mindset there. When we're talking about Latin America, though, where we don't see nearly as much Blackbeard played as we see in North America, for example, it stands to reason that you'd have a gun like the MPX, which has extremely high rate of fire, sort of lower damage, be one of those weapons that a lot of teams and players specifically prefer. Whereas in the North American scene, you got that Blackbeard play, you cannot really headshot him with the MPX. You're going to lose that fight. So it falls into this this weird spot of being, hey, you know, you can kill most people with this gun, but there's also this one dude that you're just going to lose to every time. So sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating. I mean, we did see Slashug, I believe it was, on VG yesterday, playing with the Spaz 12 on Valkyrie instead of the MPX. So, you know, just Brazil really likes it, sorry, Latin America really likes it, but North America is varying in opinions. Personally, I think it's a great gun. I think, you know, despite the fact that when you can test a Blackbeard, you lose 100% of the time, I do feel like its high rate of fire makes headlining so very easy. Plus the low recoil is great.
See, I enjoy playing Valkyrie for the MPX, but also for the Deagle, just because I love playing plane and trying to contest glass with a Deagle. That's my saving grace.
Yeah, when you're on plane, you gotta find something, right? God, dude, I played that map in Pro League. Can you remember back in the first season?
Yeah, I do.
I played it in Pro League. Who was it against? I think it was something like Lunatic or something like that.
I want to say something about there, yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but...
They did a 5-man shield strat against you, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a 5-man recruit shield.
Yep.
So they brought us to plane because they were like, well, we can't win this match, so let's just go somewhere that nobody wants to go. I remember they talked about it after. It was fun times on plane in Pro League. But now, on Border, one of the best maps, I'd say one of the overall competitively well-balanced maps. I would almost call this the Dust 2 of Rainbow Six. I mean, it kind of fits the
Dust line.
It's real. Yeah, it fits the aesthetic of. So here it is, the advanced bandit tricking coming out from Revolt here and denying that Hibana for as long as possible. This is what I was talking about earlier. Revolt's really making full use of his bandit and trying to hold on to the mirror windows as long as possible, and it is stalling the Black Dragon's attack ever so much. You can see here half the round has gone underway, and finally WAG will be taken out by Kamikaze, but still, there's only 1 minute left to make this push happen, and the AWOL hasn't been opened up because of some great bandit tricking from Revolts.
We do have 1:10 to go. We are going to see Kamikaze still try to contest this west balcony. Now, we saw Ty drop off the ledge, but come back up after that kill onto Smoke, because now that's going to allow him to get a little bit closer to the wall. You see it get opened up now. Eunice just laid down that second mirror window. But the first mirror window, I think, is still intact.
You know, in theory, you could have a defender play on that right now and get a couple. Actually, that might even be good that that's been opened up, but because of the fall off from the defenders, it will be effectively useless. Spawn's going to take out 9XT, and next, he is going to finish off PZD. A nice double kill there from Spawns.
And as we have Glass trying to push on in, it will be Noted to take him out. That's Kamikaze fallen. You got Psycho and Ty. Last two attackers left. Noted from the half wall. Gets that shot at the Ty. Last man alive will go down by Revolt, and that is going to be Pain Gaming securing round 7. I think, what is it? That is 4 to 2, 4 to 3?
4 to 3 possibly.
4 to 3.
Pretty sure, whatever the case be. It's a really big slugfest between these two squads. I mean, yep, 4 to 3, there it is. A really big slugfest between these two squads. I mean, we saw Black Dragons win the map in overtime previously on map number 1, Consulate. And I believe it was a 6-4, if I recall correctly.
Correct.
And now it's in a 4-3 situations. Will Black Dragons make the comeback happen and put it at the same exact score line, 6-4, or will Pain Gaming actually manage to lock it out this time and bring us to map number 3? All the pressure's on Pain now as they are in match point series. Well, not series point, but almost. Well, close to series point if Black Dragons makes the comeback happen and wins one more round. Almost there, but all the same, they are going to be defending onto what I believe is that a ventilation. Can't quite see through this scoreboard, but it looked like a ventilation defense coming out from Black Dragons here. So that might be the saving grace that Pain Gaming needs to get the second map locked out here and moved on to map number 3. Ventilation is usually a lot easier to attack than Armory.
Now, I'll say I am fairly surprised that Pain Gaming has stuck with, has actually secured this lead after 7 rounds, with Eunice still struggling to get on the board. Now, he is playing the support operator. He's playing Thermite. I forget what he typically plays on defense, but for the most part, even if you're a support operator, you're playing the more passive or conservative roles, you still need to get on the board.
Yeah, you still need to have a couple frags here and there. I mean, there's a lot of specific passive roles that you could say, like you were talking about, like, for example, flank watching, that are essential to winning rounds. And that can really hurt you when you don't have that guy, that one guy in your team stepping up getting the kills. I mean, it happens though. I remember it was a big joke way back when I used to play professionally. It was like, all right, everybody's gonna drop a donut eventually. So where's your match gonna be where you drop your donut? How long is it gonna take you? How bad is it gonna be? Are we gonna lose that match? What's gonna, what's gonna happen? Donuts do happen for each and every player eventually.
And
so
that's kind of what I'm saying about Pain Gaming, is they're still able to keep the lead even with this little hurdle they have to overcome.
Right, and that's that is pretty impressive. But will they be able to lock things out here, or is the overtime going to come out from Black Dragons?
And
good start there.
Bye 9 as Spawns dinks one off the roof or the ceiling of that room, ceiling of Archive, and lands it right into the lap of the Jaeger. Kamikaze will go down by Noted trying to push on in. That looks like that was from the middle corridor.
Looks like we are going to have a lockout here from Pain onto Black Dragons. We might see map number 3.
Which again is going to be the lovely Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon's a good map. I mean, we have seen it played quite a lot, but we've also seen some really cool variation on it, and wonder if either of these teams are going to show us any of that new stuff. It's doubtful. It's very unlikely, but it'd be really nifty. Pain Gaming now just kind of surrounding the bomb sites as the remaining 3 defenders huddle inside of said bomb sites and wait for the onslaught to ensue.
A good spot there by Revolt. He basically spotted the C4 that was about to blow up WAG, and fortunately saved his teammate's life.
Here's this vertical pressure coming out from Pain Gaming, and it's not seeing anyone yet, but Eunice will take out Psycho, and now a 2 on, well, 4 as Thigh takes out WAG.
A tie with 2 health and a dream will fall to Revolt. Last minute alive going to be PZD. He's gassing himself inside of the bathroom, and Revolt swings on around with a FAMAS, gets the double kill, and that will be round number 8 going to Pain Gaming. Game map number 2 going to Pain Gaming. It is now 1-1. We're going to head to our 3rd and final map in this series momentarily. I love these elite scenes, these cut scenes, we'll say.
They are nifty. But yeah, so what happened on that round is Pain really just eliminated the roam game early on without any serious contention coming out from Black Dragons. Then once the roam game was taken care of, it was a simple matter of, hey, let's open up some holes in the floor and kill all the anchors before we make the push into the site.
Yep. Now we do have a few highlights for you, so let's head on in to the border highlights and figure out just what gave Pain Gaming the advantage today.
So this was that round that we talked about earlier where there was no advanced bandit tricking coming out to try and deny those mirror windows for Pain Gaming. And Black Dragons, as a result, was able to just open them up and push on in. But then we saw Pain Gaming make the adaptation there and force their bandit to advanced bandit trick the mirror window, and that won them the, I believe, their next attempt on that upstairs defense.
There's a good shot there by Noted, spotting PZD, looking down through the drop hole.
That was a great roam game from Kamikaze there to win that round for his team, and then some excellent frags to finish it out here from Psycho.
And this was Psycho actually getting rid of his donut. His double kill got rid of the donut there on that round. I recall that.
Yeah, well played to him to get himself on the board. So map number 3, talked about this is going to be Oregon.
Yes.
We did have 2 maps. We've had 2 maps played so far. Both of these teams have managed to pick up one. It was Consulate and then Border. Black Dragons coming out on top on Consulate, Pain coming out on top on Border. And now on Oregon, it's very similar to these other 2 maps we saw play earlier. There's one of the more competitively viable maps that we have seen in the Pro League as of late. It's a little bit more rigid than you would see Clubhouse. Sorry, not Clubhouse.
Cafe.
More rigid than Clubhouse. More rigid than, not Cafe either, but Border and Consulate, the 2 maps we saw play previously. But it is still a very competitively viable map, and one of the maps that a lot of teams tend to prefer.
I mean, so typically we've seen 3 standard takes for that top 4 hold, and we're going to be getting underway with the map momentarily. But the 3 standard takes from an attack side, when the bomb's top 4, we have our North Windows Red Tower take. We've seen an attempt at going from small tower.
It never worked.
It's never worked yet that we've seen.
Well, no, we've seen it work. Okay, okay. The stipulation with that attack is if the defenders contest you. By the way, we are getting into the match in moments here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
So just bear with us. If the if the defenders contend or contest in the main kitchen and they lose people down there, then yes, your attack will work because inherently you have the man advantage, and then you just need to make the push into the site, easy peasy. But if the defenders kite you and don't challenge the kitchen, then it almost never works because 5-on-5, all you have control of is downstairs under the site, and you're just gonna you're gonna push in through the west window, and you're gonna push in through the white stairs, and you're gonna die one by one by one.
I will say, every time you say easy peasy, I want to finish that sentence with lemon
squeezy.
And I have to bite my tongue because he is no longer in the
Poor easy peasy. Poor easy peasy. But he was the best the best Magnum player in the game, ladies and gentlemen. He got all the 1-taps, and now he's gone. No longer playing for F3. Oh well.
We'll get him back.
He'll make a comeback.
We'll get him back.
Spawn's going to be going for this very aggressive play onto the main big tower. Going to be throwing out that there Valkyrie camera onto the bottom of that little metal thingamajig. Metal overhead.
I like that call out.
Thingamajig.
I like it.
He's over there to the right, to the left of your right.
We should probably try to do a call out like that one whole round. Just like the casual calls.
Hey dude, friendo, he's over there.
No, so 9X is going to be working his way up the small tower balcony, right between the small tower and that big window, which is that top 4A site.
It looking like we are going to be seeing a west to east clear here for Black Dragons. And again, we talked about this before. This take works if the defenders let it work, and that is so bad as attacks go because it puts it in the hands of the defenders, and that is such a big risk. especially considering there is no buck coming out for Black Dragons. I hope that they're going to be shifting things out here, and they might just in a moment, but especially considering no buck, I don't see this attack really working for them. Looks like they're trying to fully engulf now the entire top floor. There is spawns all the way down in the basement, very I'd say risky roam coming out here for Pain Gaming's. The problem is spawns can get caught out and rendered completely useless if Black Dragons is on top of that.
Now, I think we just saw Thigh trying to rotate over to the north windows. That's the Thermite, the north windows of Kid Storms. But we haven't necessarily seen Black Dragons clear out the red tower.
Yeah, and you need to apply some pressure to that red tower. I mean, it looks like they're doing that just now.
Yeah, he got all the way over. He just forego the north windows, went over the red tower.
Yeah, and we are seeing Black Dragons now starting to apply a lot of pressure onto this armory, and it looks like, yeah, Wag has fallen out of said armory, but he will get that smoke canister. That's going to do a tiny bit of damage to Kamikaze.
Now 60 seconds left to go. Wag heard the cough there from Kamikaze, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another gas grenade get tossed in. But again, Kamikaze would rather just jump out the window, re-enter into armory at a later time and date. But 50 seconds to go, he doesn't have too much time to just sit around. Now Wag has tucked himself into the closet, and it looks as though he's going to toss out his last gas grenade. Smoke grenade is going to come out to counter it, and PZD will tag Noted down, and that's going to be the Bandit. Now the shotgun is going to be in hand. Looks as though the close range, he's going to tag one, can tag another. No, he cannot, and it will be Kamikaze sweeping in from Armory Hallway to tag Wag as well as Eunice down. Now the C4 coming out from Spawn to get Kamikaze down in return for the trade. We are going to have a 2-on-2 as 9 rushes around unexpectedly to go for the trade count. Spawn will tag him down, and we've got PZD last man alive to try to get this shot.
What was that? What was the timer at? I didn't see it. Okay, so
down to the last seconds, I'll say.
It was down to the last seconds, but in theory, I don't think it was down to the point in which he couldn't pick up his teammate. That's unfortunate that he tried to go for that push. He possibly had enough time to get the teammate and re-engage there with a 2-on-1, but whatever the case be, nice defense there from Pain. And we did see the defense on the top floor coming out first rather than the basement, which is just a little bit different than we're used to. We are seeing, as you can see, basement coming out from Black Dragons on their first choice for the downstairs hold. Yeah, no, interesting. Okay, so it may have been like maybe 15 seconds to 20 seconds, but still, in theory, again, could have picked up the teammate, maybe tried to get re-engaged for a 2-on-1, but all the, you know, despite that, it did go in the favor of Pain, and that was really just due to some really great play from Spawns. Spawns coming with that C4 underneath, and then later killing one player and downing another in that armory. If it weren't for Spawns in that round, we would have not. It would have been almost certainly a Black Dragons victory, as Kamikaze was really stepping it up after using that armory control. Which, by the way, unreinforced armory walls, very interesting coming from Pain Gaming. That lent a lot of choices to Kamikaze.
Yeah, that kind of allowed, though, the smoke to toss gas grenades should he needed to.
Yeah, but he was tossing them through the door. He was tossing it through the master wall and door. He didn't necessarily need the armory wall open.
Correct, yeah.
But you know, I get what you're saying, though. I mean, it's still a two-way pressure sort of situation. I see what you're saying. But at the same time, it's still a big risk that we don't see a lot of teams take anymore. Looks like Pain's going to try and apply some pressure onto that kitchen using Noted. Might be sort of a solo endeavor, a duo endeavor along with Spawns. We see this early west pressure trying to come out for the attackers, and then they start to shift later in the round. At least that's what happened with Black Dragons. Over onto the Master and the Armory. Are we going to see something similar from Pain Gaming? Are they going to push in? Oh, no, wow, this is some aggressive play coming out from a Volt onto the main lobby. He might catch Kamikaze off guard here.
He's going to rush in here momentarily. Oh, no, he's going to decide to get back on drone. He's going to fake us out.
He's hesitating just a little bit too much here. I don't think Black Dragons is ready for a flank. Kamikaze might get caught off guard if he just makes the push. Oh, no. No, that's not true. Jaeger's waiting for it.
He saw 9. He saw 9. And so right now, this pressure from Spawns is going to allow Revolt to push in. But he just needs to get his time right. He's going to be pushing in right now. He rushes in instead of just needs to look to the right side now, looking to the left. He's prone, looking right towards the Jaeger. and 9 will catch a couple bullets to the side, but Kamikaze comes swinging out top from the closet. He's going to grab one. 9 magically got around, and it looks as though a team kill is going to happen. Kamikaze takes out Revolt and the Jaeger.
I can't really blame Kamikaze for that team kill. He needed to get the kill onto the Twitch. If he hadn't killed the Twitch there, the Twitch would have killed both he and his teammates. So that was really a good just overall hold from Kamikaze downstairs. C4 just barely missing WAG there. And you can see a lot of this contention has happened a ways from the site.
Ooh, Kamikaze
wow.
hot on it again with that 3 armor. He's going to win that fight against a WAG. Last man alive is going to be Eunice. He's now trying to get rid of PZD. He does successfully. Kamikaze trying to get another kill. That, I'm going to call that a 5K.
It was, yeah. It
because
was.
He got his teammate.
He did get his teammate, so it was technically a 5K, although he might have actually killed all of them. I'm trying to count out in my head.
I want to see the scoreboard, because there was on Pain Gaming side.
Probably not going to see the scoreboard.
It was 2-2 on the Black Dragon side.
Yeah, whatever the case be, overall, it was definitely an ace, given the TK for Kamikaze, and then probably also an ace, just overall for the frags throughout that round. But so well played to him in that, holding down that kitchen, then later moving upstairs. I mean, he had that full roam game on lock with the 3 armor, no less. And so what did that round really boil down to? Kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
So, moving on from that, Pain Gaming, they're going to be going on to their basement defense as they were successful in holding the upstairs. Doesn't look like we're going to see any crazy kitchen defense coming out from either of these two teams, at least not early in this match. It was really cool when we saw that kitchen defense, though.
Yeah,
it was really nifty.
It was, and it worked out for him. And I mean, you had mentioned it that they
Totally
played
viable.
it the right way because they didn't create a box or a vault inside of the couch area.
Yeah.
They opened that. They pre-opened all that up.
Yeah, it is a viable defense side. I remember in the very first season when we were trying to figure out where we were going, and it was a big team discussion. It was like, all right, guys, well, we have to decide between the basement and the kitchen because we're definitely going to be going upstairs, as that is inherent. Like, just honestly, I think that's probably the most well-rounded site that doesn't necessarily rely on things like mirrors. And at the time, there were no mirrors, so it was a case of people would just get down onto your dryer. They would plant on your dryer with smokes, and that was the end of the round. I mean, there wasn't a lot of ways you could stop that. And we of course used smoke canisters and C4, but those would get expended. And with the addition of mirror, of course, the discussion ended. But I remember when it was still like a thought process. We could defend kitchen.
We've seen this type of defense hold before, and I believe it was from Flipside, because I remember thinking, and we talked about this in depth, why is smoke off-site inside of the bathroom, or sorry, inside of the kids' room? And he's going to be behind that mirror window.
Right, and Noted did get droned out there, and he's going to opt to fall off as soon as he gets spotted out by the drone, not trying to contest the sledge coming from those bathrooms. Very smart play by him there. He's still not wasted a lot of time for his team, but a little bit, a minute off the board. That's admirable. As long as you're still alive, you make it back to side. That's all that really matters for the roamers. Or if you get the refrag. If you get the refrag, you can die. You're allowed to die if you get a kill on the roam.
Not allowed to die, period.
Optimally, of course, you want to stay alive, but you're allowed to die. Now we are going to have, I believe, the majority of the Pain Gaming defense now all the way down in the basement. I don't think there are any roamers right now.
No, every defender is on site.
Yeah.
A minute 20 left to go.
And
they've used up enough time that you now are going to start to see the attackers make a decision. The attackers don't have too much time to say, we're going to go both ways. We're going to go back and front. They need to commit. That's right. They need to commit right now. And if the defenders can hear that, can recognize the committance, is that a word? Committance?
Whatever the case be, if they
the
could
route of committing,
if
that will give them the upper hand.
Commitment, I believe. If they can recognize the commitment, is probably probably the right way to say that.
But committance from now on.
I mean, it sounds really cool, but
45 seconds nonetheless here. 5 on 5 still. Kamikaze is going to be above the box drop. Psycho finishing droning out. We haven't seen much from Glaz this round just yet. He's kind of been spending the majority of the time droning out, letting the rest of the time try to get these frags and clear out the roamers. Now we do have PZD rushing on down along with Sledge. First kill will be on the WAG from Ty with that 5.56. Now Kamikaze going in close range corner here on the Revolt. Revolt will get that snag to kill. and now he's going to turn on over to the second drop hatch in Meaning Hall, looking for the shot on a PCD, but Spawn gets that headshot with the MPX. It's still a 4-on-3 now. Smoke grenades coming on out. Psycho gets that shot through the smoke grenade onto Noted, and then you have Hibana and then tagging down Spawns with 9x leading the way there. It's a 3-on-2. Diffuser gets planted, and now the time ticks down from 45 seconds. Psycho's still going to be on the main staircase as 9 looking on up through the drop hatch. Ty actually right on the corner of this laundry machine. He's just looking for the rotation around. One bullet will finish off Revolt as Eunice is going to be their best shot at trying to get this clutch.
He does start things off with a nice kill in the Psycho, but gets traded back by Thigh, and now it's all down to Revolt, who will pick off the Thermite.
And there is 9 finishing off Revolt, and there we have it. Round number 3 goes to the hands of Black Dragons.
A nice attempt there to come back for Pain Gaming, but unfortunately was not enough to put themselves back in this, well, in that round.
Yep.
So I love the execution that we just saw from Black Dragons under the basement there. They were all over the place, but it was calculated and it was really well executed. I especially like the way that they use their glass over on the mirror windows by the closet. So despite the rush coming from behind, they were also laying down the smoke grenades and using those smoke grenades to kill the players who were playing in the small office. And that was just really well calculated play from Black Dragons.
So with that being said, Black Dragon's going to go upstairs to the top floor hold. And again, we're not expecting to see too much variation in the initial setup of how stuff is going to be done here.
No, there usually isn't. I mean, as it comes to defense strats, a team will pick one thing and just do it over and over again. You can see the scoreboard here coming out for both these teams. Kamikaze really reigning supreme for his squad. I mean, he did step it up very heavily on the previous map, but he also, more important, like on this particular map, he's coming into his own, and he's up there on the top of the scoreboard with 6 kills.
He's keeping the momentum going for his team, basically.
Yeah. Very good play. 6 kills means he's got an average of 2 kills across all 3 of the rounds played thus far, and that's very good in Pro League. You know, oftentimes we'll have guys be like, oh, well, those guys don't have a lot of kills. I get more kills than that. Yeah, okay, well, these are all pros against all pros. So each and every one of these kills is very, very important. I mean, this isn't any, like, one of the other esport FPSs that you see out there these days where, you know, there's a ton of rounds. There are only so many rounds played in this game and only so many kills because of that. Each kill is very crucial. Now, Pain Gaming going to be pressuring onto this west window as they take control over the bottom of the bomb site. This is something similar to what we saw from them previously, and didn't really work out very well for them.
Ty is just waiting to see if the person holding at the top of back stairs will peek on between the wall, the rounded part of the wall, as well as the bomb. And that's where he was holding onto that close angle. He's going to toss out one nade. Will it do any damage? No. Ty's going to navigate into the middle dorms and evade destruction.
Another nade going to be coming out. That's, again, not going to find any target, unbeknownst to Spawns. Of course, in Pro League, the point settings are disabled, so if you do down someone, you won't know it unless you actually physically see the downing. So there's no way of him knowing that he didn't get someone with that first nade, so it's worth the second follow-up.
Now Wag getting the drop shot at the top of the stairs to take out Ty. That's going to be the headshot onto the Mira. The 3 armor that was supposedly holding onto those stairs instantly removed from play. Now it looks as though we are going to have Psycho trying to swing around from the kitchen hallway, tagging Wag down. Eunice, though, getting the trade on the Kamikaze. A wonderful trade back and forth. 4-on-3 now with 1:10 to go.
Oh, Psycho's about to get this flank here onto Revolt, but Revolt runs on out.
And Eunice picks up the kill there onto Psycho.
Yeah, some good flank hold there coming on by that Thatcher. And now it is Pain Gaming and the severe man advantage in this situation. They have so much control and all of the options, really. It would be very difficult for Black Dragons to make this comeback happen. But they are going to start things off with a kill onto Spawns.
And so you've got 9 and PZD, last 2 alive. 9's inside of the attic, and I don't know if he's going to peek on that. He does. He's going to snag that headshot on a Noted, and now he's going to move into the middle dorms where Eunice is on the back stairs. You do have Revolt who's getting gassed out, so he will not push in just yet. It's going to be between Eunice and 9. Right now, as PZD might actually see him through the mirror window that's been opened up. PZD might go for the corner shot as he peeks around the doorway. He will see him, gets the shot down, a wonderful SMG-11 shot. Revolt's gonna have to hop on in, and he will go down by another headshot from PZD. A wonderful, what was that, a 4-on-3, 4-on-2 clutch?
I believe it was a 2-on-4. That was a very impressive play coming out from Black Dragons. At one point, it was a 3-on-5. Just well played to them as a whole. We've talked about before how if you have 2 remaining defenders on the top floor of Oregon, there's still plenty of chance they're going to be able to make that comeback happen. But that was something we were not expecting. What a clutch from Black Dragons. Now they are in such a significant lead on this 3rd and final map of this match that they might walk away with it.
And we haven't talked about it enough. We mentioned it at the beginning of the evening, but for all of you who have just joined us throughout this series, the importance of this series right now is that the winner between Pain Gaming and Black Dragons, the winner of this series will secure a spot into the playoffs. Now, securing a spot into the playoffs does not guarantee you to go to LAN, but it does guarantee you the opportunity to go to LAN. If you do not win today, you still have a chance to place 2nd in Group B, 2nd in your group. However, you're not guaranteed that spot just yet.
Plus, if you win this match, you play against the 2nd seed coming out of the other group stage,
A, yep.
which is just, that's going to be easier, obviously. So you have a much higher chance of making it into the LAN match. So winning this match today puts you in such a better position. So Black Dragons really vying for that right now, and this is one of the biggest leads we've seen in this matchup tonight. Obviously, Pain Gaming, I believe, had a similar lead earlier, but they actually came back on. That was on Consulate. So will Pain Gaming be able to make their own comeback happen here, or will Black Dragons extend their lead to a 4-1 and put themselves on match point? They are going to be attacking a basement defense, and they're going to start by clearing out the west side of the building, what we so commonly see done on this particular map. Start with west side, establish no roamers, then you execute onto the site. Which is, worked pretty well in the past. But a very heavy roam game coming out for Pain Gaming on the west side using that smoke Mira combo. And we've seen this used, we've seen this done. Actually, is there a Mira there? I can't quite tell.
I don't think there is a Mira there.
There might not be.
It might be on the middle wall, but not
nope, there it is. Okay, so there is a Mira. So smoke Mira combo coming out here for Pain Gaming, and we've seen this used very successfully in the past. It really holds up the roam clear, and it is, as you can see, holding up Black Dragons. They have a lot to contend with here. And there's that smoke canister going to come down onto the main window. That's going to add just very precious seconds of delay, again, to this Black Dragons attack.
And because of that window being gassed out, that allowed Wags to locate himself to the right side of the room. You saw the angle he was holding on the top of the stairs because he knows Kamikaze's going to try to toss a nade. Right there's the nade getting tossed on over, and Wag successfully evades it. Still a minute 20 to go. Not much left to go. Wag will finally be removed from play by Hibana hopping up on the north windows.
But like you said, not much time. I mean, it's so much time ticked away here for the attackers. And look, there's another roamer on the top floor of the west side of the building, just waiting for his opportunity to pounce here onto Kamikaze.
Now, we saw this last time. Psycho was the Glaz, and he spent a lot of time droning. We didn't see much action from him until it came down to the wire, and he finally held on to the bomb site.
I believe that's noted on a mute roaming in the armory. Very dangerous roam, that.
Very dangerous indeed, and Psycho's going to take advantage and finish off him. And right there, PZD now looking up through the drop hatch into attic, where Spawn's looking like he's going to try to get a flank on.
It kind of seems like we are going to be seeing Black Dragons extend their lead to a 4 on. Whoa, but as I say that, Eunice with a nice secondary shotgun kill on to 9XD. The refract from Kamikaze does come down, though, onto Spawns.
So we've got Eunice and Revolt. Now it looks like he's
oh,
going to
no.
hesitate
Bad
just
timing.
a little bit. Looked in between the site. Last minute alive is going to be Revolt, and Psycho has something to say about that with a headshot from Glaz.
Yeah, so let's talk about that round. There was a very heavily invested.
Ooh.
Wow, what a flick! Pain Gaming was very heavily invested in the west side of the building, and their west roam, while it did stall out the round quite a lot, just put them. They lost too many people. They didn't get any refrags for it, and it was expensive to say the least. And then once the push came onto the main site, it was a 5 versus 3. Yeah, I mean, the man advantage is going to be so much in the favor of the attackers at that point that, yeah, they can do stupid things and get away with it and then get the refrags, and it's not going to matter. And they didn't even do that. They were very well calculated going into their push, and the aggressive play from Pain Gaming got held onto and throttled.
So here we are in round number 6 of the third and final map in this best of 3 series. Black Dragon leads 4-1, which means they are on map point, they are on series point, and they are basically trying to guarantee their spot into the playoffs with this round.
It would be a very impressive comeback for Pain Gaming to start their win streak now and push us into overtime. But yeah, 4-1, they have 3 rounds here to deny overtime to Pain Gaming and lock this out. And to start things off, of all places, they are going to be defending basement on Oregon, and that is usually the sort of place you want to be going in this situation, because when you're playing in this spot, your team mentality is, we really want to win this round. Let's play super safe. And if there's any defensive site that you want to play super safe on, it's the basement of Oregon. So, yeah, this is going to be favoring, definitely, going into this round, it's going to be favoring Black Dragons. Pain Gaming's got a lot to step up on here to make this win happen.
Now, Psycho is going to get droned out and tagged by Revolt, and that's going to allow, I believe that is going to be, I want to say, Wag's top side.
Oh, Revolt did not see the rotational, possibly. Oh, he's going to spot the Jaeger, though.
So Spawn is going to try to contest this top 4 hold by 9XT, and the nade came out, but it didn't do too much damage here to 9.
This is a very dangerous roam. Again, we talked about dangerous roams, and this is one coming out from Black Dragons all the way in that top of that tower. Noted's going to down himself, I believe, to try and get reset from his teammates. Probably got lit up earlier in the round by that 9XT peak. Whatever the case be, he will be picked up, and now he's back on 50 HP. Now, you can see Pain Gaming really struggling with their decision-making process here. Where do we go? Do we contest the tower? Do we opt to go somewhere else? And it looks like they have settled on contending with this Jaeger. And this is dangerous with only half the round to go. And not only is it just a general hard position to challenge,
ooh,
but it will work.
Tries to navigate all the way downstairs. He fell down to second floor, tried to go to the first floor, and Spawn was there to collapse and collide onto him. He's now going to work his way down into, oh, he saw Ty. He's now going to move in forward. He's working his way down to the site.
No.
Wag is throwing it out, all clear. How do you let this happen? He's going to move in forward, goes for the shots and gets him down. He's the only one, he's the only defender on site. So now Spawn has a mirror window as an attacker in favor. So all they have to do is get the plant down inside of the A site, or the B site. And we will see this go in favor. Oh, he's going to tag one. Needs to pull out that L85, but the wall bang happens. And Psycho and Kamikaze and PZD are each going to get kills. Now you've got a 2-on-2 with the defender getting picked back up. Psycho and Kamikaze up against Eunice. Now what looked like this was going to be a Pain game is now turning into a Black Dragons denial. It's a 1-on-1 now. He's going to swing on around. He actually gets the trade, gets the kill. Pain Gaming not giving it up just yet. It's 4-2.
Could you imagine if Pain Gaming hadn't won that round? Oh, that was so close, so unnecessarily close for Pain Gaming. That is the example. That is an example of a round in the bag, just completely through and through one for the attackers. They had every amount of control, and it almost went in favor of Black Dragons. That was so scary, but well played to Pain to keep themselves in this map, and like you said, denying the outright lockout, putting themselves 4-2 now. They still have 2 more rounds they have to win to deny this third map victory for Black Dragons.
I think that was so smart of Pain, where Wag was droning out ahead of Spawn. Spawn was the sledge working his way down the red tower.
Right, and he was like, clear.
He's like, hey, it's all clear. Look, you saw the mirror. I saw the mirror. That's all who's down here. You've got 3 roamers upstairs.
Yeah.
Go. Keep pushing. Go silently. Grab the kill. Let's gain some ground down there and try to get the plant.
And while you could talk about, and look at this scoreboard, by the way, Kamikaze really stepping it up for his team there, and then Eunice and Spawn's really on the other end of the field. Now, what were we talking about? So you could talk about how that was almost a Black Dragons round, almost a Pain throw, but you're right. A really great early game coming out from Pain Gaming, capitalizing on the fact that, hey, everybody's roaming. Let's just waltz on in.
Yep.
We don't need to worry about it. And honestly, that is definitely the fault of Black Dragons that they lost that round. There was, not only was there very light defense in the back of the site in general, but also on the tower, but there was no defense. Count them, 0 people holding the construction. So if Pain Gaming had just gone in through construction tunnels, it would have been over. I mean, they would have had all 5 men on site and no one to contend. All the same, now it is going to be a Black Dragons attack and a Pain Gaming defense of the top floor. And yeah, I mean, this is a Pain. The Black Dragons, they really do not want to choke here and let it slip away into overtime. If they can lose this round, sure, and deny overtime still, but they optimally just want to lock it out here and just kind of, you know, move on with their lives.
Now we are going to see a 4-1 split with Spawn being the one off-site. He's going to be, I think, all the way downstairs in the basement.
And that makes a lot of sense. You see that guy down in the basement. He's just going to be ready with the C4 to try and slow down that armory push. We see happen a lot of the time on this particular attack. But it looks like it's going to be primarily a tower B windows take coming out from Black Dragons here, as that is their primary focus early on. And with I say early on, half the round has already gone underway, and now it's time is ticking away for the attackers here.
Now, this is going to be up to spawns to get the timing down correct. We talked last night, about how important timing is for the roam game. And Eunice will get spotted out here by Kamikaze's drone. Cannot tag it with the hipfire. So Kamikaze's going to rappel on up here. Maybe toss in 1 or 2 smoke grenades, go for the kill.
That's going to pressure very heavily onto this B bomb site. Mira's going to go for the aggressive peek. Will successfully get it onto Kamikaze. Not only is that the Glaz off the board who can play through those smokes, but that's also the top fragger for Black Dragons eliminated. Meanwhile, Wag and Revolts, look at that. Pain Gaming really stepping up their game.
Now we are going to have Eunice going very aggressive. He jumps on outside, blows the C4, will miss the shots there on the PCD. But again, there's 2 attackers left. PCD sees it, and there's the Claymore kill, so he will go down for the count. Easy kill there by PCD. Looks as though Spawn will fall by tie.
Despite the fact Black Dragons have lost 3 of their members very early on, they have gotten the 2 refrags, and they still have 16 seconds to make the push into the bomb site. Will it happen, though?
Revolt's going to go for a peek here in about 3 seconds. There it is. A team kill by Revolt undenoted. It's now a 2-on-2. It was a 5-on-2. Looks like another one's going to get tagged on down. No, Thermite will fall to Wag. And it looks as though Wag goes for another shot, but Revolt comes swinging in through the doorway. Pain Gaming still trying to get on back here. It's 4-3. They're down by 1 round.
So close there yet again. Almost a throw by Pain Gaming. It seems like there's a lot of miscommunication happening on the Pain Gaming lineup that is allowing... But I'll just say they're still winning these rounds. Oh, geez, these are getting down to the very last second, very last man. It's very scary for Pain Gaming. But they are winning. Now, 4-3, like you said, we might see overtime coming out from Pain Gaming. They're trying to hold on to this, but it's going to be what I believe is a basement defense coming out for the old Black Dragons. And this is their second attempt on this defense, and you have to really think that Black Dragons isn't going to let Pain Gaming walk on in through the tower without any contention whatsoever a second time. So this is probably going to be a bit more of a slugfest of a defense coming out from Black Dragons here.
Now we are seeing the Echo come out of the mix here. We've seen it previously, but we've talked about it before, how when it comes to a downstairs basement hold, the smoke is probably your best bet at trying to stop the plant. The Echo is either the same equal ability or just under. We tend to see smoke a little bit more than Echo.
You can argue for more. It really depends on the team you're playing against. Like if the other squad is going to be conscious enough to shoot the Echo drone, then it could be he could be useless. But we've actually seen the Echo drone stay alive for very extended periods of time on certain maps. Like for example, remember that drone that we saw yesterday, I believe it was, that was on Cafe on the little pillar. Yep. That is such a good Echo drone.
Dave's drone.
Yeah, Dave. Well played there, Dave. If you're watching the VOD or if you're just watching in general right now, that's great. Echo drone is probably gonna see more play. And something like that's gonna throw a lot of attackers off. So it really comes down to the attackers. It also comes down to you and how you use your drone. Because it's like Valkyrie compared to Mira, right? The Mira, there's only one way to open it, by breaking breaking it behind the indestructible Mira. On the other hand, well, not one way, I guess, if you count the Thermite or Hibana, but that's gonna open up, yeah, sure. But on the other hand, with Valkyrie cameras, if you place them right, they might just not get spotted, and then they're still gonna gather that information. So it's a little bit of a comparison like that. You have Echoes like your is like your Valkyrie, and then Smoke is like your Mira. Just they fulfill completely different jobs. But you get the metaphor. You see what I'm saying?
So we do see Revolt. He's going to work his way in through construction as Spawns is here inside. I believe that's a kitchen hallway. Yes, Spawn is in kitchen hallway. Kamikaze, though, looking inside from the kitchen storage closet of the pantry in towards meeting hall.
Seems like Black Dragons are choking a little bit here after they had a 4-1, I believe it was, or 4-2. No, it was a 4-1 lead.
Yep.
They are kind of throwing these rounds away. I mean, losing your smoke, I was about to say early on, but losing your smoke or as the first operator is not ideal. That means there's so much diffusal plant denial that just doesn't exist anymore. They still have the Echo, though, and they still have C4. So there is very much the potential for this lockout. There's also Kamikaze roaming on the west side of the building as Payne decided not to clear that west side, which is very dangerous.
Now we are going to have units try to go for the plant now that the smoke is gone. Will Kamikaze be on his Yokai drone? No, but the C4 toss comes out from Ty, and that's just as good as getting disoriented, or even better. Now it is a 3-on-3 here. Kamikaze trying to come around for the flank. He sees Spawn go for the kill. A wonderful flank shot. Now Revolt and Noted, last two alive. Diffuser gets planted. Noted gets taken out of commission. Revolt's going to be the last man alive. Where is he? They cannot find him. He's all the way in the back, so they are going to go for the plant and try to get the destruction of that diffuser.
Well, Revolts could clutch this out.
He very well could, but it looks as though Kamikaze's going to be hitting it as the shots come flying on down by Ty.
Oh,
he comes peeking around.
no!
It's going to be the defenders. Blue squad grabs the kill. Wonderful job here by Black Dragons. They secure the win here, and they will be moving into first place for Group B, securing their spot in the playoffs. 5-3 on this map.
That defense from Black Dragons, what a great defense overall. I mean, they had the Echo Drone. They didn't utilize it to stop the diffuser plant. They instead used their C4s first, which is great. That puts them ahead in the man count. And if you'd use the Echo Drone, it just slows it down, really. But overall, coming back onto a lobby drop take is extremely difficult. And you could arguably attribute that loss for Payne Gaming to Revolts being positioned all the way in the back of the site, but you know what that is. It's Payne Gaming attempting to get the collapse that they've done before, coming from all directions all at once, and it just didn't work out for Payne in this instance.